Hello, and in this video we're going to look at the Teacher's Guide to School Performance Scores. The original content was delivered by Mr. Ducote at the Vernon Parish School Board. It's redelivered by Jerome Henson at Pitkin. This is for the 2015-16 school year. As of January 2016, Vernon Parish is ranked number 8 in the state. The third grade math and ELA is number 1 in the state. EOC scores, we're looking for some improvement next year. The ACT scores, though, are number 4 in the state. So, SPS, what does this mean? It means the school performance score. So if your school scored a 101.2, and let's say your class scored a 118 last year, you're actually helping your school. However, if your school score is 101.2 and your class scored a 99, then you're slightly pulling that score down. If you look at the other video, it'll show you how to figure your school performance score for your classroom, or I guess your classroom performance score. So how is the entire SPS score figured for your own school? If you're in K through 6, school performance scores are made from 100% from the test scores. Attendance is no longer factored into this. In the ELA and the math, those scores are doubled. Science and social studies, the scores remain as single values. So, an advance by a student will earn the school 150 points, or an index. Mastery is 125, basics 100, approaching basics 0, and unsatisfactory is a 0. Currently, right now, basic is the proficient level. That's defined as proficient. In 2025, however, in 2025, proficient will be defined as mastery. And basic will drop, the score of 100 will drop to a 0. In 7th through 8th grade, SPS is 95% test scores and 5% DCAI. What is DCAI? That is the Dropout Credit Accumulation Index. This is a measure of how many or few classes they earn a credit in during their 9th grade year. In other words, how did 7th and 8th grade get the kids ready for high school? This can be figured from looking at Bulletin 111. If you look at right underneath this video, there's a link to that bulletin. 9th through 12th grade, the SPS is broken down 4 different ways. 25% of your score comes from the EOC tests. There are 6 tests: Algebra 1, Geometry, English 2, English 3, Biology, and American History. Now the scores for these range from excellent to needs improvement. Excellent is 150 points. Good is 100 points. Fair gets 0 points, and needs improvement earns 0 points. 25% of the test scores also come from ACT scores. A child who scores, or I guess by now a young person who scores an 18 will earn 100 points for the school. If they score a 17 or below, then they get 0 points for the school. Now, after you score 18 points up to a maximum of 36, then you get incremental extra points for the school. By scoring a 36, a student can make 150.4 points for our school. The graduation rate index is also a 25% part of the SPS score. What this is asking is, did a 9th grade student graduate 4 years later as a 12th grader? Or did it take them 5 or 6 years or more to do that? Another 25% of the school score comes from the strength of diploma. There are several ways students can earn many points for the school. See Bulletin 111 for more information. I linked it again below this video. So what about a K through 12 school? It's a prorated combination. So let's take this hypothetical school with 500 students. 300 students come from grades 3 through 8, and here we need to make sure that we remember that it comes from test scores and the DCAI. 200 kids are in the high school classes. And again, it comes from those 25% breakdowns. So if we count, and let's make the math easy, and we say that 300 of the kids come from 3 through 8, that's going to be 60% of our kids. So whatever this score is times 60% plus the 9th grade score with 200 kids will give us 40%. So this score times 40%, this score times 60% yields us a total SPS score for those K through 12 schools. So where can I get more information? If you look right underneath this video, there's going to be a link for Bulletin 111. And in 111, it has all the information about how to figure all these scores. One thing that I will point out is that you do want to look at these progress points, because there are several ways that a school can get some really nice extra bonus points. So like for instance, if your school scores a 100 and you gain all the possible progress points, you can, which are 10 total points, that adds directly to that 100. So your school score can go from 100 to 110. And it's basically bringing up students that are in a non-proficient subgroup. You have to have at least 10 of them. And they come up to a proficient level. This is a very key area to add on some extra bonus points. I hope this helps, and have a good day.